don't defend your water. Our water is the best. Our sky is the best.
But for me, it's from Madrid. So.
Madrid has the best Spanish?
Okay, so while we were watching for the 3,000 millionth time Ocho Apellidos Vascos last night, I came up with this idea for today's video. And that is to talk about stereotypes in Spain that most of us hate about our own communities. And
that movie made you think of Stereotypes?
Yeah, because the movie is full of stereotypes.
Okay.
I mean, you love that movie. That's the reason why we saw it for the 3,000 millionth time.
I do love that movie. It was one of my favorites. But go ahead, please. Oh, by the way, guys, listen, I know we jump in back and forth between Spanish and English, or at least I try to.
Yeah.
At least I try to. So turn on your captions, because we've got people tell us, hey, I want to watch, but, I don't know, understand when you talk this
Yeah,
stuff.
and we have people watching us from different parts of the world. So while we do have a lot of Spaniard people, thank you very much, very proud.
Turn on your captions.
Yes, turn on your captions.
So are these stereotypes like by region or just like overall?
I'm going to tell you by community. Comunidad Autónoma. Remember that we have 17 and then two cities, not annexes, but two cities in Africa, Ceuta Melilla. And so I want to talk to you by Comunidad.
Okay.
So some of them are more well-known than others, okay? Some I had to actually look for them because I'm like, I've never heard about a stereotype about these people. And that actually is a stereotype that we don't know anything about them. But anyway, let's start with the first one, Andalucía.
Andalucía.
Okay, so...
Is that like all I've seen is like that's like the love area or something? Is that what this
Love.
Like romantic?
I am sure that Andaluces will be really happy to hear that that's what you take away from it. Because remember, the guy from Ocho Apellidos Vascos, he's supposed to be from Sevilla.
Sí, es muy romántica, ¿no?
Bueno, más que romántico es más ligoteo que otra cosa.
¿Qué es ligotero?
Ligoteo.
Ligoteo, vale.
That he's like flirting. He likes to flirt with everybody. So the overall stereotype, they have many, okay? But the overall stereotype is that they are vagos, that they are very lazy. Yeah, that they're always laying down at the beach or going to the chiringuito to eat some sardinas if they're from Malaga. And, that's all they do all day long. They don't work. They're just laying down at the beach all day.
Is there a reason why they got that stereotype?
Because this is like you guys think that we're always sleeping the siesta in Spain.
Well, we have our stereotypes, but our stereotypes of Spain is that Spain as a whole. It's not even broken down by region.
But those are coming from somewhere. So.
But you guys have it broken down by like Comunidad. No?
Sí, Comunidad Autónoma. So Andalucía, vagos, very lazy people.
Okay. I don't think you can be lazy and be lovers, but go ahead.
By the way, I want to say that this video is not to throw any hate. I'm sure that a lot of us don't agree with some of these stereotypes. And I would love to read to Bryan some of the complaints that you have about it, some other stereotypes that you have other people. But please, without insulting. Thank you very much.
We have, in the U.S., tenemos nuestro... Stereotipos.
Sí.
Y para Nueva York y California y Texas. Entonces, yo quiero aprender stereotypes de diferentes comunidades.
Sí, además es muy importante que tú te aprendas lo de las comunidades porque cuando hagas el examen de la ciudadanía española, la nacionalidad, tienes que saberte las 17 comunidades de memoria y sus capitales, ¿vale? O sea que, Andalucía, lazies. Islas Baleares.
Who?
Islas Baleares, Mallorca, Ibiza, those islands that we have in front of Valencia. ¿Vale? It is said that they're very close-minded, that they're very to themselves.
Close-minded?
Like very to themselves. And this is kind of shocking because they are islands, a group of islands. Everybody will think that islanders are like happy and partying and everything. And apparently, the bad tongues say, you don't have that saying in English, right?
Tongues?
Las malas lenguas.
Las malas lenguas.
Las malas lenguas dicen que son muy cerrados, son very to themselves.
I'm so sorry, but who do you call bad tongues? What does that even mean? Like
the people that say bad things or like the words that hurt.
The people that spread rumors?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Las malas lenguas.
Las malas lenguas. Y también no hay pelos en la lengua.
Sí, pero tienes una flor en el culo.
Sí, sigue.
Vale, Navarra. And this can be very controversial. I can't even say the word. Very controversial.
Okay.
People from Navarra believe they're Basque.
Why is that a bad thing?
Actually, it's not.
Actually,
it's not.
I'm still learning all these things about Spain.
Yeah.
And if you want to believe that you're Basque, I'm just trying to figure out what's wrong with believing that you're Basque. If you're
I
trying to
think we
steal
have
something,
a lot
it's
of
different.
history, and obviously there's always going to be confrontation about things and beliefs, and people that want everybody to be the same, and some other people that don't accept that other peoples have other beliefs. And I think that's what the beauty of this country, that we're so diverse, right?
I mean, that's not that I'm trying to say that it's anything different. It's the same in every country. Like, a New Yorker is not a Californian, okay?
Yeah, but our history is quite different
Your
from
history
yours.
is much more in depth than ours. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and there is a lot of bad things that happen that you will have to learn, by the way, as well. But not the video, not the time. But so the thing is that, according to what I have read, it is true that the people from the north of Navarra feel like they are more Basque than anything else. And the people from the south don't actually have that strong belief. But there is a study that I read. I don't know if this is true or not. So the people that watch us from Navarra, please let us know that only 4.9% of people from Navarra actually feel Spaniard. Spaniard first, I'm sorry.
Spanish first.
Yeah, so they feel that they're Navarras first, like soy Navarro, soy Navarra. Then they might say I'm Vasco or Vasca, and then they say I'm Spanish, soy Español, or I'm Spaniard.
But what's the problem being everything?
There's nothing, but it's just a thing.
I obviously I haven't been raised in this country, but
Yeah.
for me, I see that's like a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like, if I could have all that, I'm taking it. So what's next now?
Catalunya,
Oh, Catalunya.
they're cheapy.
Cheap?
Yeah. And that's like the consensus. It doesn't matter where you go in Spain, you say, what do you think about Catalan people? Oh, they're cheap.
They sound like my people.
So actually, there was a joke that I heard in Murcia, and again, this is not to offend anybody, but I thought it was funny that they said that if you want a Catalan to answer you in Spanish, you have to trick them with money.
What?
Like, for example, if you go to, believe me, I heard this in Murcia several times. Like, if you go to a bar, for example, and you are like, how much is it? And they're like, whatever, in Catalan, they tell you the price of the meal, whatever. And then you're like, no, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Like, if you trick them that you're gonna leave without paying them, then they will say the number in Spanish.
That is.
I know, it's really bad.
That's bad.
It's really bad.
That is bad. How dare you do that to my people?
As much as I feel Basque, you feel Catalan.
Ellos tienen fue y también es más barato.
Barato.
But I mean, not barato.
¿Ves? Ya eres tacaño. You're cheapy too.
Sí. Pero, vale, sí, es normal, ¿no?
Porque está rojo. You're all red.
It's verdad. Those are my people. I see it now. Fuet and being cheap, that's right there with me.
Listen, you're with the Catalans. I love everything about the Basque country. Somebody's going to have some thoughts about us being independentists or something. We're not. All right, Madrid.
Oh.
People say that we're chulos.
Yeah, too posh.
Yes, that we're chulos and we believe that we're better than anybody else.
Oh yeah, I'm all for that. I am all for that.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I just think that, and listen, in Madrid in that sense is like New York, right? Like nobody's really from New York. Like everybody has come, like their parents or whatever, they have come from other regions.
Es diferente. Muy diferente.
Sí, pero
And I'm only talking about this.
I just think that we're very proud of our city, our capital. Like we defend our water and all that.
You don't defend your water. Our water is the best. Our sky is the best. Shut the fuck up. Because I mean, listen, I love Madrid and everything, but I'm gonna talk about it from the point where I came for the first time. So this was a snapshot.
Okay.
And I always said this.
I love this, by the way.
I believe Madrid is a watered down wannabe New York. I don't
think that we want to be New York.
Well,
so we're not a watered down want to be New York. What I think, okay, go ahead.
Can I
Yes,
you're
right.
Thank you.
Somebody left that in the comments. Can you let him speak? Yes.
Thank you. Now, and maybe you don't want to be New York, but everything about the behavior in Madrid and in the center is New York style. It's all the fast pace. It's all the I'm this, like I don't have time. I gotta move. And I love Madrid. I love the architecture, but for me,
and the people, and the food,
and the food is great. Don't get me wrong. It makes me feel like I'm having a piece of New York. But the temperament of people, for me, I found better temperaments of people in different parts of Spain. I'm not one of the posh people. I can't, I've been in that lifestyle. I don't care for that lifestyle. And nor do I care to see it. And it's something that is just like glaringly in your face when you're in Madrid, in the city center. And I'm not saying that people are bad. Like, I think the people in Madrid are fun and all that. But it's just that behavior that I can identify very easily. I just don't like it. That's just me personally.
So what I would say,
Oh boy, here we go.
what I wanted to say before is that yes, well, it is true that there is some posh elements into Madrid, especially in some areas. En Parla, muy posh no somos.
We're talking about the center. We're talking about the...
But what I would say is that Madrid have changed a lot in the last 20 years. Like, a lot.
Do you have the best water in Spain?
According to whom?
I'm just asking you a question. Do you have
Yes.
the best? Is your sky the best in Spain overall?
Look at that blue,
I didn't ask
and
you-
it's
I didn't
January something.
I didn't ask you about the blue.
Look at that blue.
I didn't ask you
Where
about
do
the
you
blue.
see that blue?
En todo el mundo.
Let's move on. Comunidad Valenciana.
Oh, Valencia.
They celebrate everything with fireworks.
That's a good one.
But I lived in Valencia for like 2-3 years, and yes, it is true. Like Fallas is like such a
Sí.
proud festivity and everything. And yes, there is a lot of fireworks, but I think it's an exaggeration. I don't think it's as such.
Let me ask you a question. Like in the U.S., we celebrate 4th of July with fireworks. We don't celebrate Christmas with fireworks, New Year's with fireworks. Well, New Year's we do some fireworks.
Yeah.
New Year's we do fireworks. Outside of that kind of is it. Oh, maybe Labor Day. Those are our 3 holidays with fireworks. How many fireworks do you have in Valencia? Holidays.
Basque Country is the next one.
What? Okay. Fireworks, everything. Go ahead.
Basque Country. So the rest of Spain thinks that Basque wake up in the morning. They go to the bar and have a carajillo or like a shot of something like alcohol really strong.
Like
And then they
cervezas.
go up to the mountains and cut trees. That's the image of a lot of people in the peninsula.
So they lumberjacks or something?
Yeah. So the image is that everybody goes with their hachas and then they cut trees. Bad stereotype.
How did they get that stereotype? I thought you said these are like people from the Viking time. Listen, Vikings were warriors. They weren't lumberjacks.
Yeah, but they're strong. They kind of like
Okay.
hold. You know what happened? There is this sport where they grab like really strong rocks and they
Yes.
throw them. I don't know what's the name in English,
Yes, the world's strongest man. Go ahead.
but they're experts at that.
That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean they just cut trees.
Basque are very
Let
strong
me,
people,
let me ask you a question. Do they
both
cut,
physically and mentally.
do they cut trees with their bare hands? Is that the next thing?
Oh, no,
Do
you
they
tell
do they
us.
fight bears with their bare hands? Like to propose? Do they have to bring the bear skin that they wrestle with their bare hands? Is that the kind of stereotypes you guys have?
Based on the comments, because YouTube doesn't give us a like division of like regions or anything, but based on the comments, I want to say that we have a lot of Basque watching us.
You know what?
So I know
The
this
way-
sounds very cateto to say
Right.
this kind of things, but
I
It
want
is
you to
there.
know. I want you to know the way you making Basque people sound. You making them sound like the Chuck Norris of Spain. That's what because you've heard all the things like Chuck Norris don't do push-ups. He pushed the earth down, basically. Basque people, are you the Chuck Norris of Spain? Because that's fucking awesome. I gotta go to the
I
Basque
love
country.
it. I love
that's
it. Galicia.
Don't say anything bad. I love
Your
Galicia.
first trip to Spain, we went to Galicia? No,
No,
we went to Asturias. Vale,
Asturias.
I'll ask you about Asturias later. But on the second trip, we did go to Galicia.
Galicia, and I love
So what
Galicia.
did you walk away from? Because you talked with some Galician people.
See, people are amazing. People are really nice. Like they are welcoming. They will feed you, and they just like to have a good time. I just seem very where we were in Galicia. It just seemed very chill and laid back, and people just have fun.
So the stereotype is that they're very indecisive.
Very indecisive.
And I think it has to do with the way that they talk because they have, obviously Gallego is their official language, one of their official language, but also like that gives them an intonation to the language. So when it seems like they're asking questions, like when they answer you, they're not so sure. So it comes across like they're indecisive. But I don't think so because they're like strong entrepreneurs coming from Galicia. Like these people are sea masters. Like I don't.
No say. porque cuando estábamos en Galicia no hablo español.
También es verdad.
Entonces, solo puedo escuchar.
Yeah.
Y no entiendo qué dicen. También, pero
La mayoría de los inmigrantes españoles que fueron a Estados Unidos durante la guerra en España,
Sí.
la mayoría son gallegos. So all the old Spanish restaurants that you see in New York, and they're all owned by Galician people, so they can't be that
es verdad,
indecisive.
porque en Nueva York nos fuimos a Galicia en el restaurante.
Yeah, there's full of it.
Sí,
de
that's where,
España,
and that's where I had my first pulpo.
de España
De España también.
is owned by a gallego guy.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's pretty cool.
So they can't be that indecisive when they're like
Making
strong
a
in
decision to just go across the sea.
across the sea and start a new life. Okay, Canarias,
Canarias?
the other islands.
Sí.
Okay.
Canarias is where they also do the whistle thing, right?
Yes, Gomera, yes, is one of the islands of the
Okay.
Canary Islands. Okay, so they have a different concept of time. So we joke a lot because they are 1 hour behind the peninsula. So we say that's in Canary time.
Y'all have some nerve. The way that y'all treat time. Y'all have a nerve to think someone else has a different concept of time than you?
Yes, because they 1 hour.
Sobremesa? Just talking to people out in the street, you don't have a concept of time at all. And then you're going to sit there and talk about someone else's concept of time?
Well, I also heard that they're considered very proud people, especially because they have el plátano de Canarias. So one of the other stereotypes is that they're eating plátanos all day long. I love my plátanos de Canarias. Don't change them for anything. Asturias.
Oh, Asturias, yes.
So what do you think
Don't-
when you first came to Asturias?
When I think of Asturias, I think like, and I know this might be in the sense of the more of the Basque, I think mountain people.
Mountain people.
I think people that are of the earth, mountains and just like the climate.
They're really very into the green and everything.
Yeah.
Asturians love their land. Like an
See?
Asturiano is always going to
I
love their
got
land.
that.
Yes,
Is that the stereotype?
No, the stereotype is that they eat a lot. They say that their stomach is made out of something special to digest all the fabada that they eat on a daily basis and the cachopo.
They built different.
They're built different. Their stomach has a different tejido right there.
I guess the studios look at you guys and be like, they're not like us.
Cantabria,
Cantabria?
which
Okay.
is next to Asturias, remember?
Uh-huh.
This is the Santander where we were.
Sí, sí, sí.
But Cantabria is more than Santander, okay? However, the overall stereotype is that they're rude.
They're rude. I can't say that's the impression. I didn't really interact with a lot of people out there, but the people that I didn't necessarily get that. However, I can definitely say I felt something different in Cantabria. You feel something different in every part of Spain you go
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
So, but I don't know. I feel like it was just because of where we were, there was a posh element to it.
Yeah,
or like
they're very
a little-
señoritos.
little,
I will agree that. Yeah.
I'm saying posh, but I feel like everybody knows that term. But in the U.S., we say like you got an uppity attitude or whatnot.
Yeah, I think that what happens with people from Cantabria is that they're extremely honest people. And they might be untrusty, like they don't trust
Right.
a lot until you don't show that you're like, you know.
Perfect, that's good.
So I think that they have a very strong filter of I'm going to keep you at arm distance until I see what you're about. And then we can be friends forever. And I think that's why they're considered rude. But I might be wrong.
I can understand because that used to be my mentality. Like, listen, I didn't like people until they can prove me wrong. And that was my attitude growing up in the U.S. because you don't want to just let anything in, and in New York you can't trust everyone. So that was my way of being.
So you're a little bit Cantabria right there. Castilla León.
Castilla y León. Okay.
Okay, so they say that they're very dry, that they have no sense of humor whatsoever. So Castilla y León is where we find Salamanca, Valladolid,
Sí.
all these cities that we actually have spent quite time over there. They also believe that they speak the best Spanish. Like they have the best pronunciation.
Is that true?
I don't know, I'm not a linguistic. I can evaluate that.
But I mean,
For me, it's Madrid.
if that's their own stereotype, but what do people actually say?
But for me, it's from Madrid. So.
Madrid has the best Spanish. If we're comparing it to Murcia, I understand people in Madrid much better than in Murcia.
You know, we haven't talked about Murcia yet, right?
I'm waiting
Okay,
for
hold
that
your
one.
horses. Now we have Castilla y León and then we have Castilla La Mancha,
Sí.
right? So the Castilla La Mancha, they said totally the opposite, that they have a huge sense of humor, that they're like bonachones. They're like good people. Like they're very trustworthy. They invite you everywhere and they're always laughing about anything and everything.
I'm curious to see how, because when we travel around,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how I see these things. Because in the places I've seen, some of these stereotypes do make sense to me, but in other places, I'm like, I don't get that.
Yeah, and some are just exaggerations, right? Or because there is some kind of trifulga and they're... Anyway, Aragon.
Aragón.
They're very cabezones. They're very stubborn.
Stubborn?
There's actually a joke.
Isn't that like just the natural like DNA for Spaniards? Am I missing something here? Or do they have like a cape that they're super stubborn or something? Because I thought that was just built into the Spaniard DNA. That stubborn has to be in there. Because there's no way you can have all these like what you call them, the strikes and protests and everything, unless you're stubborn for your beliefs. You can't be
just because we believe in our beliefs doesn't make us stubborn.
Yes, it does. You have to be stubborn to have belief in your belief.
We persevere.
Persevere my ass. So you guys are hard at it, and I respect it because if you want something, you have to be stubborn to go get it, and you have to be stubborn to take a stand on something.
We have a saying that says, "El que no llora no mama." If you don't cry. Okay, mamar is the action of like sucking the milk out of your mom's teeth.
Continue, please. If you don't cry, you don't suck the tit.
Yeah.
So that's the equivalent of a closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Exactly.
No, don't give me that. Exactly.
So anyway, there is a joke about Aragoneses that it says, how do you feed 300 Aragoneses, people from Aragon, in a car?
How?
You tell them they can't do it. That's how the stereotype is. Let's go on.
I'm so curious to see who built
the comments.
The comments is going to be, but who built these stereotypes for all these communities? Like, I want to know which communities built
who started what.
Yeah, because that's where the real story is. Because for us, New York makes the stereotypes of California. It's the same with vice versa. No, so
because there is some trifulca there, so there's always to be back and forth.
I'm curious. How does this come to be? But go ahead, complete.
La Rioja.
La Rioja.
Where some of our most famous wines come. I didn't say the best ones. Rioja has really good wines, but I'm a big Ribera del Duero and Toro region fan. Anywho, Rioja, they drink too much. They're drinking all day long.
Just because they have wine?
Well, they also stereotype is that they eat a lot because they're drinking and eating. Like that's the belief.
I think that was the first stereotype I came across that was a little weak, a little too easy. Like someone got lazy on that stereotype.
Like drunkards,
they got wine, so they got drink. That's what I see in that one. Please, next one.
Extremadura.
Extremadura.
The only comunidad autónoma besides the islands that I have not stepped foot in my life. So I don't know much, okay? But Extremadura, they said that they are catetos. Catetos is a good word for you to learn because that means like peasants, like people from the fields, like.
Okay.
So everybody, the concept that everybody has of Extremadura is that it's an empty area where there's only like 3 old people, and the few people that they have there, they're just like working the ganado, the pigs, because the best ham comes from Extremadura. Everybody knows that.
I didn't know.
Mejor jamón. So it's only those people that live there, nobody else.
I only can say I understand it because of the name. Every time I hear about that place, Extremadura, all I hear is extreme, dura, and I'm thinking
dura, extreme and dura.
That's all I hear. So I'm hearing extreme dura, and that's it. So I think it's like extreme, like what is dura? Strong, like that's all I heard.
Yeah.
So does it mean that they live a hard life or something? Like
I think that we need to go there and see it for ourselves.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Okay, Murcia.
So you were saving this one for last?
No, we have two more.
Okay.
Murcia. Everybody says that Murcia does not exist.
What?
That is just part of the collective imagination. That is a place that doesn't exist. But if they do accept that Murcia exists, they all say that Murcians speak the worst Spanish in the whole Spain. They don't know how to talk directly. Murcians, they don't know how to talk.
I don't want to comment on this one.
I think, as I have lived in Murcia for many, many, many years and having family from there, I think that their accent is unique. The way that they use some words is very unique.
I would have to consider it the same way as a New Yorker when we go to the South. the way the Southern people talk.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No. I don't understand people from Louisiana. When we were there, I had like such a hard time. Or like people from Alabama. Oh my God, Alabama. That was like the hardest thing for me to understand.
See, I understand because it's just a different what you call it, just a different style of talking, a different like relaxation. That's how I see Murcia and Madrid. Like Madrid seems more strict and like structured, whereas Murcia just, yeah, man, you know, it's just whatever, man. Like it's just like that to me. That's it. And in New York, we can talk proper, we can talk normal, but then you get to the South and it's like, you know, down here in the backyard, backfield, backyard, backfield, and that's how they go. And you can't hear nothing. You don't get any of it. But,
where did the word start and end it?
Yeah.
I have no idea. But Murcia is such a beautiful comunidad, so go visit Murcia. It's beautiful. Last, we have our 2 ciudades autónomas in Spain that actually are in Africa. The only European cities in the European continent. The African continent. Ceuta Melilla. So people, again, Ceuta doesn't exist. People is like that city is invented by the government.
Why?
But it doesn't exist because not a lot of people go to Ceuta or Melilla. And the other thing is that they were military bases. So the concept about people from Melilla is that everybody is sons or daughters of militantes, or not militantes, militares. Like they're military kids. And that's why they live there.
We have some of that in the Texas area. That we have that kind of thing there because, you know, with all our bases or whatnot, you know, they keep the kids on the base.
Yeah, the sad part about Ceuta and Melilla is that they're barely mentioned on anything. Like when somebody's talking about Spain and they're talking even about different communities, like Comunidades Autónomas, everybody forgets about Ceuta and Melilla. Like they don't talk about them.
Is there something bad that happened there? Or is it just like not worthy? What is it?
I don't know because I haven't been there either. I said that Extremadura, but Melilla, I don't know. I guess we have to go. But I think that they have a really nice, good mixture of cultures because they're highly influenced, of course, by the neighbor nations like Morocco and all the African elements. So I think that it's really cool.
It sounds like it's being treated as like Puerto Rico for us.
Yeah.
Because Americans don't realize Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S.
Yeah.
So we speak of Puerto Rico as if it's a different country.
Well, it is a different country.
Meaning, not with us.
I know. It is a different country.
It is a different country, don't get me wrong, a different place. But at the end of the day, we speak of it as it doesn't belong to the U.S. Yeah.
So that's it. We cover all 17 plus 2 ciudades autónomas.
I'm dying to learn some more. I know people are going to kill it in the comments.
Yes.
So yes.
Please be respectful. Don't hate each other. Just, let's learn from each other. This is fun.
I'm sorry. I'm just having fun right now.
This is fun, yeah. Out of all the stereotypes, which Comunidad Autónoma do you want to go right away to see if it's true or not?
Oh, Basque country. I have to go to Basque country. That one right away I have to go.
Are you going to learn some euskera?
Listen, if they have a place where you can dress up as a Viking, I'm dressing up as a Viking.
Well, I don't think as a Viking, but as a Basque.
As a Basque?
As a typical Basque.
Listen, if that's the closest I can get to dressing as a Viking, so be it.
Like the olencero.
I'll put it on.